Hey guys and gals, thanks for stopping by. Tim Rundle here, gonna show you one of the most important but basic rigging techniques in all of fishing, especially used, in bass fishing, by every angler there is. If you want to catch fish, you have to know how to do this, and that is the Texas rig. So essentially, what we're going to be looking at is what is a Texas rig, why do you throw a Texas rig, and what do you need to throw a Texas rig. So I'll show you some of the things that you can Texas rig with, along with how to put one on there. So what you're going to need to start is to understand that a Texas rig is a technique to hook up a soft plastic bait like this brush hog or this yum dinger, stick bait, Senko type bait. Any kind of soft plastic can be Texas rigged. There's very few that you won't be able to, at least that it won't work well. I would do it though. I do it all the time. It's one of my favorites. I think it's one of the most common techniques because it works. Not all the time. It's not always going to work, but just about all your fishing needs, all your fishing days, you're going to have at least something Texas rigged in case that works. So in order to get started with your Texas rig, you're going to get a weight. I don't have any reels rigged up right now, so I just found some old line and kind of going to use this as a demo. So you're going to need a weight. This is an 1/8 ounce bullet weight. This is lead. You can use tungsten, whatever you want. For this, I just picked up a lead weight. We'll talk about the difference between lead and tungsten sometime. And a hook. This is a VMC wide gap hook. That's what I prefer, but you could also do it with, here's one, a straight shank. You see the difference there. This wide gap, it curves out more. The straight shank, it comes straight down the entire way. This is an offset worm hook. I don't remember the company that makes this. I want to say Gamakatsu. And this is good. It's really based off preference. I personally prefer a wide gap hook in all my sizes whenever I'm throwing a Texas rig, because I just think that wider, here's one that's not rigged up, that wider bend, let me try and get that so there. Okay, that wider bend there, I believe that gives you more room to work with inside the fish's mouth, and so it can really pull in there. I just worry that when you don't have as much space, like on the straight shank, you can see, I just worry that that's going to come sliding right out, kind of like a pencil. I don't know if that's a good, but that's just what I prefer. That's kind of all up to you. So the size hook, though, completely depends on what you're throwing. So you have to pay attention to that. I'm going to show you on this brush hog, and I'm going to be using a 4/0 hook for that. And here's how you determine it. You just take if it's the first time you're ever throwing it, you just take your lure, your bait, hold it up against, and then lie it down across it, and you kind of just have to judge. You want this to be laying flat on top, or flat on your hook, so you don't want you don't want it to be crumbled up, or you don't want it to be all stretched out. You want it to just be laying kind of flat naturally, so you can get enough action. 4/0 I think is probably pretty good for this this baby rush hog. So first thing of a Texas rig is when you're putting it on. Let me see, make sure it's still on there. You have your hook sitting up top, or your weight sitting up top. You can peg it if you want. I don't typically peg it, but you can. Connected to your hook. This is with an improved cinch knot. I typically use a Palomar. I did another video on that, so if you're curious how to tie Palomar, go check that one out. And then you take your soft plastic, and the first thing you're going to do is take the top of your lure, so this brush hog right there, and I'm going to stab it in the top of the head with the lure, or with the hook. So you see how it's sticking out? And I'm split in the middle. So with the brush hog, since it has these two appendages on the outside, I'm going straight down the middle so that those are on either side of the hook. And then I'm going to feed it right back out the back once that bend starts. So that when it comes through, it's coming out kind of at a diagonal, and then I'm going to feed it the whole way up to where I get that offset, like that offset there, and I'm going to slide it through there, and I'm going to turn it around. There. So now you have the brush hog sitting at the top of the offset of the hook eye, and the hook eye is actually inside the head of the brush hog. And Make sure my line's out of the way. Now I'm gonna go and lay this again, just like I did before. Lay it so it's kind of up against there to judge where I'm gonna be pushing it through. So like I said, you want this to not be too tight on there, and you don't want it to be all crumped up down in there, because if that happens, you're not gonna have any kind of natural movement. And the point of this technique is to make this bait look as natural as possible to the bass. Whether you're showing a lizard like this brush hog would, a worm, or a snake like a Senko would, a crawl like this, like a beaver bait would. This is I don't remember which one that is, or a chigger crawl. Any of these things, you want to make it look natural. You want to make it look like something that the bass would eat, or whatever you're fishing for would eat. So once you get there, I'm going to judge that. So I figure that hook I wanted to come out right around the middle there, right around the middle of what would be, I guess, the abdomen. So I'm going to push it down, push my brush hog down a little bit, kind of near the bottom of where these other appendages start. Not quite the whole way there, right around the middle, and I'm going to put it, and I want to make sure it goes to the middle. So I'm going to push it through the middle, kind of like that. Okay, so you see how now that's straight through there? And it's coming pretty well out the middle. Might be a little off center, but I can fix that. And it's also partially gravity pulling it around. But you want that kind of pushing through the middle. Now, you still have that hook exposed. That's going to get you some hang-ups, especially if you're fishing around grass or any kind of cover. That's going to hang up. So here's how you take care of that. Look, I just stabbed myself because it was exposed. Here's what you're going to do to fix that. You're going to take that hook, and that part that's a little exposed, and it's called texposing it. So you're going to kind of just push the soft plastic bait back through a little bit. So voila, it is back through. That hook is inside the lure, the hook, the shank at least, or the point at least. So now this is not going to be getting hung up as often. It still will pop out every now and then. You're just going to have to check it. But that'll keep you from a lot of those hang-ups. And so now when the fish comes behind and comes to eat it, it's just going to knock this down like that. And then, so this, now the hook is exposed, but not until the fish is wrapped his mouth around it. And now that hook's exposed, just like that. And when you set the hook, it's going to slide right up in there and end up right in the corner of the fish's jaw. So that's a Texas rig. Like I said, you can do this with any kind of soft plastic. I think I said these were chigger before. They're not. They're power bait fighting bugs. You can do it with Senkos. These are Yum Dingers. Same thing as a Senko, just a lot cheaper of a price. These are Excite baits. Let's see. Oh, there's already one. I already have this one Texas rigged in there. That's funny. That's a, let's see, what do they call these? I don't have the name on there. Essentially, it's a 10-inch curly tailworm. Big baits, big fish. Anything. Tubes. You could Texas rig a tube. A lot of guys I know, I've heard recently doing that rather than using a tube hook. Dream Shots probably wouldn't really Texas rig that, so that's one of those funny ones. You could Texas rig. It's a Lake Fork tackle, Lake Fork trophy lures, Magic Shad. This is not the boot tail, which I normally use. You could Texas rig that to make a nice swimming bait. Any kind of soft plastic. It's just a presentation, and again, the key is to make it look natural. The fish aren't going to want to bite it if it doesn't look natural. If it doesn't look natural, they're just going to be uninterested and swim away. But if it looks natural, it could look like a predator to their young, especially during the spawn. And that's what you're trying to imitate. By imitating that, I guarantee you're going to be able to land more fish and get more fish to be enticed into biting your lure. So you just pitch it out there into some cover, cast it out there far if you're casting over rocks. I do that a lot. But the Texas rig is a go-to and a staple to any angler's repertoire. You need to know how to do a Texas rig. I don't have any videos up right now showing you how to fish it, but if you go check out Fluke Master, I know has one on there that he's done in the past. So definitely do that if you're looking and you can get on the water, tomorrow and go try it out. Go check out his video. Thanks for stopping by. Go check me out on Instagram at Tim Rundle Fishing or on Twitter at Rundle Fishing. Check me out on Periscope, Rundle Fishing again, I believe. Subscribe to my channel below if you haven't already. Go check out Arden Outdoors for your rod and reel needs. Hopefully my reels will be in next week and I'll be able to take a look at them with you guys. And sfttackle.com. So for Susquehanna Fishing Tackle, they have all your fishing needs. You can take care of them at SFT Tackle. Definitely go check them out. The shop is, I'm excited, the shop's going to be reopening at the beginning of March, like 1st or 2nd, I think is what they're predicting, since the roof collapsed. So I'm really excited for them that they're going to be able to get back full swing of things just in time for their Cabin Fever event at the end of March. Thanks for stopping by, guys. Go get out in the water. Experience is the best learning techniques. If you have any feedback, comment section below. Appreciate you for stopping by, and anything you have to say, please let me know. I'm always open to hear what you guys are thinking about my videos. So thanks for stopping by, and tight lines.